The 2026 elections are already being sabotaged and barely anyone's talking about it. Not next year, not when campaign season kicks off, right now. Okay, so here's the deal. Trump and the Republican Party know that free and fair elections are their biggest threat. That's why they've already started laying the groundwork to undermine democracy. Quietly, strategically, and with total focus. People think 2026 is far off, but elections don't start with ballots. They start with court cases, redistricting, shady laws, and power grabs in state legislatures. And if people who actually care about democracy wait until the commercials hit, it'll already be too late. Look at what's already happening. In Wisconsin, Trump barely beat Kamala Harris, fewer than 30,000 votes, razor thin. But just recently, a progressive Supreme Court candidate crushed their GOP opponent by 10 points. That's a massive swing. And the Republican, backed by the entire GOP and Elon Musk, who's suddenly flooding elections with tech billionaire cash. In Florida, a blood-red district where Trump used to win by 30, a Republican just squeaked out a 15-point win. Sounds like a blowout, but in a district that red, that's a warning sign. Hakeem Jeffries pointed out that 60 current House Republicans represent districts where Trump did worse than that. Those seats? Targets now. Trump is losing ground. Fast. His base is shrinking, his legal chaos is nonstop, and his obsession with authoritarian power is turning people off. Add in more reckless tariffs that could crash the economy, his grip is slipping, which is exactly why they're going all in on voter suppression and election subversion. Because they know they can't win on the issues, so they're trying to break the scoreboard. The Republican strategy isn't new, but it's getting more aggressive. Right now, the RNC is already tied up in over 40 lawsuits, 18 months out from the election, all aimed at making it harder to vote. In North Carolina, Republicans are literally trying to steal a state Supreme Court seat, one that a Democrat already won. It's not even subtle anymore. Trump's entire movement is built on election denial. The big lie that 2020 was stolen? That's not fringe anymore. That's the foundation of modern MAGA ideology. And the plan going forward is chillingly simple. Make it harder to register, purge voters from the rolls, kill vote by mail, force everyone to vote in person on one day, let foreign interference slide, and, the scariest part, give loyalists power to not count certain ballots or refuse to certify results at all. That's how you rig an election without ever touching a ballot. And it's not just him. GOP governors, legislatures, secretaries of state, they're all playing the same game. They're writing laws using Trump's conspiracy theories as cover. And they're smart about it, passing rules and pushing court cases that don't make national headlines. A rule here, a purge there. It adds up. And here's what too many people miss. This isn't just about swing states like Georgia, Arizona, and Pennsylvania, though yes, they're crucial. It's about the states nobody's watching. Because when no one's paying attention, voter suppression becomes the norm. Quietly, strategically. Cut early voting by a few days, purge a few thousand people from the rolls, delay mail-in ballots just enough. That's not a scandal. That's enough to flip a close race. It's death by 1,000 cuts. And it's working. Now, Republicans don't just complain when they lose, they try to overturn results, even when they lose badly. What started as a Trump tantrum in 2020 is now standard GOP operating procedure. Lose, claim fraud, try to reverse it. Because they know the truth. Most Americans don't want what they're selling. So instead of changing their platform, they're rigging the process. Trump's biggest fear? Losing power and becoming irrelevant. If Democrats take back the House or Senate in 2026, he becomes a lame duck. And he knows it. That's why the sabotage has already started. And just real quick, I made a video not long ago about how the Senate map in 2026 is brutal for Democrats. And I said I didn't think they could win it, and that our resources would be better spent flipping the House. But a lot of you pushed back in the comments. You said I'm wrong. The tide is turning. And honestly, you might be right. I still think the House is the more winnable target, but I'm watching the Senate races a lot more closely now. Momentum matters, and things are shifting. In 2020, it was lawsuits and an insurrection. In 2024, it was tech billionaires buying influence. in 2026? It'll be suppression, legal tricks, misinformation, and quiet sabotage. If we want to stop it, the time to act is now. That means staying informed, supporting pro-democracy groups and candidates, locally and nationally, showing up in every election, not just the big ones, talking to your people, watching your own state, not just the national headlines. This isn't just about one election. It's about whether elections still mean anything at all. And if we want to live in a country where our votes actually count, we can't sit back and wait for someone else to fix it. It's got to be all of us. Every voice, every action, every dollar. Now, before it's too late. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want straightforward, no fluff political analysis. I'm Addison Voss. See you in the next one.